Ford is currently facing a major sales challenge, and it's impacting their bottom line significantly. In an effort to turn things around, they've slashed prices dramatically, almost giving their cars away. Whether it's their iconic big trucks or the sleek Mach-E electric vehicles, the discounts are eye-catching. At first glance, it might seem like a great deal for consumers, but there's more to this story than meets the eye. If you don't grasp the underlying strategy, you might get caught in a complex web of consequences. Let's dive into what's really happening. The deep price cuts are a strategic response to lackluster sales. Ford initially raised prices in an attempt to refine their market approach and improve accessibility, but this didn't resonate with buyers. Faced with dwindling interest, they've now reversed course to reignite demand. But why are people buying Ford cars? Dealerships are bursting at the seams with rows of unsold vehicles, including the popular F-150 pickups, forming a metallic cityscape that just sits there. It's an unprecedented sight, particularly with hundreds, if not thousands, of F-150 and F-150 Lightning pickups piling up at Ford's massive Dearborn test track. Ford isn't offering clear answers about this stockpile. They vaguely mentioned that these trucks are undergoing quality control tests, but shouldn't these thorough inspections be happening at the factory before the vehicles are sent out? Given Ford's recent track record with recalls, leading the nation for 3 consecutive years, this concern is quite valid. The trend seems to continue into 2024. This shift from traditional manufacturing processes, favoring rapid mass production with post-production quality checks, raises questions about the initial reliability and quality of the trucks before they hit the road. This approach risks tarnishing Ford's long-standing reputation for reliability and craftsmanship. Every manufacturer faces challenges, but Ford's response during this critical period will significantly impact consumer trust and market perception. Take, for instance, the recent issues with the Bronco SUVs. A gas leak problem led to a recall of 43,000 units, highlighting serious safety risks. This isn't just a minor setback, it's a significant concern that could influence buyers' decisions. So who in their right mind would buy these vehicles right now? Well, let me break it down for you. The exact problem with the Bronco, revolves around faulty fuel injectors, which have shown a tendency to develop leaks. When gasoline leaks and meets the hot surfaces of the engine, it creates a significant fire hazard. You don't have to be a car expert to understand why that's a major concern. But rather than opting for a more definitive fix, like replacing the defective injectors, Ford has chosen a different route. Their proposed solution involves fitting a tube to redirect leak fuel away from the hot engine component and onto the ground. And it might sound like a creative approach, right? Well, not exactly. While the temporary fix might prevent immediate fire risks, it opens the door to other potential hazards, like sudden slowdowns or even stalling on the freeway. Not exactly the smooth ride you'd expect, right? By simply diverting the leak fuel and deactivating the high-pressure fuel pump, Ford appears to be masking the issue rather than fully resolving it. And it's not like Ford hasn't had its fair share of quality control issues in the past. They've had a rocky road with manufacturing problems, and this latest recall isn't doing them any favors in rebuilding consumer trust. Now you might be wondering, how does all this affect me as a consumer or investor? Well, folks, it's about looking at the bigger picture. Ford and many more companies like GM are facing these brand perception issues. The major difference is that GM is at least profiting big time with their overpriced trucks and SUVs. They seem to have a bit more control over there, and I'm not talking about the EVs. That's a different story. GM, Ford, and most EV manufacturers like Fisker, Canoo, and Workhorse have encountered their own bumps in the road, with Fisker alone facing a hopping 40,000 order cancellations. Whether you're a consumer making purchasing decisions or an investor eyeing potential returns, these things are crucial. So I started analyzing all the data available. When you start to look at the numbers, it gets a little confusing because numbers don't lie. In 2023, Ford marked a significant milestone for the company, witnessing a remarkable 7.1% surge in overall sales. This surge propelled Ford's truck sales beyond the million-unit mark, showcasing a staggering 13% increase from previous figures. However, there's an intriguing paradox. Despite expanding the sales volume significantly, Ford's market share contracted to 13.3% by the end of the year. As of right now, Ford is losing around $36,000 on each EV sold in the third quarter of 2023, as highlighted by Utopian. So while dealerships are ramping up their EV offerings, Ford is taking a substantial hit. In the previous year alone, the company absorbed a staggering $4.7 billion loss in pursuit of its electric dreams. But despite these financial setbacks, Ford remains resolute in its commitment to electrification. The company strategically directs its investments towards fortifying its electric vehicle lineup. And that raises a question. Why are they doing this if they're not making money? Well, here is where things get a little complicated, and it has a lot to do with the software they equipped all their new cars with. And here is how they do it. The latest wave of vehicles from heavyweights like Ford, Chrysler, Subaru, and Mercedes-Benz is ushering in a new era with their advanced proprietary software, sparking a heated debate over the rights to vehicle repairs. This isn't just about lines of code. It's a strategic maneuver that's firmly placing dealerships in the driver's seat. It means your car's repairs are practically tethered to dealership services, turning even routine maintenance into a pilgrimage to authorized service centers. Independent mechanics? They're hitting a brick wall, locked out of crucial software unless they cough up some serious cash. And guess who's left footing the bill for these added expenses? You got it? It's you. With this technology woven deep into the vehicle systems, automakers aren't merely nudging. They're actively steering customers towards their exclusive service networks. The implications are fewer repair choices, lighter wallets, and diminished competition. Independent mechanics, known for their competitive pricing and personalized service, now face formidable obstacles in acquiring the tools and diagnostic software essential for comprehensive repairs. Without access to manufacturer-specific data and updates, their ability to offer diverse service options is uncertain, leaving them with a tough choice of adapting or losing out on business. And here is the thing. Proprietary systems in today's vehicles are tightly controlled by automakers, meaning any tweaks or updates must exclusively come from the company that owns the underlying code. This setup introduces considerable friction, especially when trying to integrate with open-source alternatives that thrive on transparency and collaborative development. You see, when we're talking about big companies losing money, you might wonder, how did they survive? So I'm going to give you the answer, but the bottom line is always the same. You are going to be the one paying for it, either directly or indirectly, and here's why. This proprietary stranglehold puts automakers in a pivotal position, creating a dependency that benefits their ecosystem while stifling broader innovation. Picture this: a bustling marketplace where only a handful of vendors can sell their goods. Now apply that to car repairs. What was once a diverse field is becoming monopolized, and we, the consumers, bear the brunt. So, what about those traditional mechanics? They are staring down the barrel of an uncertain future. Without access to crucial software updates and data, their hands are tied, unable to deliver the same level of service as authorized dealerships. It's a stark shift that undermines decades of independent automotive expertise. And it's not just the mechanics who are feeling the squeeze. Customers, too, are finding their options narrowed and their wallets hit harder as competition dwindles. Think about it. If you're locked into getting your car serviced at the dealership, you're at the mercy of their pricing. Say goodbye to competitive rates and hello to a new era of controlled costs. For some, it's a convenient consolidation, ensuring consistent service quality. But for many, it's a costly monopoly that edges out smaller players in the industry. The shift towards proprietary systems isn't merely a technological advancement. It's a strategic pivot that reshapes the entire landscape of automotive repair, blending innovation with economic pressure. In the end, whether you're a car owner or a mechanic, these changes are creating a ripple effect, altering how we interact with, maintain, and understand our vehicles. It's a brave new world where convenience and control walk hand in hand, and we're all just along for the ride. This latest shift will eventually turn the old era of cars into an old generation where you had the choice to do whatever you want with your car, and will usher in a new age of monopoly and control over what you own. It's more than just a dent in the hood. It's a fundamental transformation of an industry. So what's in it for you? Well, simply put, every move, every adjustment in this intricate dance of the auto industry